So last week you learned how to draw freehand lines without using a ruler, and today we're going to look at how we can use those techniques to then create 3D shapes. And we're going to start from the most basic shape, which is a cube, and we're going to put a title of Isometric. So write that at the top of your sheet. So I'm going to break today's learning down, and what I'd like you to do is watch the tutorial. I'll tell you to pause the video and then complete something that I've done, and then I'm going to give you a bit of time at the end to do an independent task without any more support from me. So the first thing that we're going to do together, we're going to draw 3 lines. The first line is a vertical line, so we're going to draw in the middle of our page a vertical line straight down. So if you can do that, we're then going to draw a line going from here on an angle to the right, and that angle looks roughly like what I've just drawn there. So it's just a bit of an estimate, it doesn't matter, it's a bit of an estimate. So if you can do the same. And then on the left hand side, I'm going to draw an angle going out, which is like a mirror image of that one. So I've got 3 lines that you should now have drawn. Okay, so the great thing about this technique is once we've got those 3 lines decided, they're the only 3 lines that we're going to use. We're not going to draw anything other than a line in this direction, a line in this direction, and a line in this direction. If we stick to that, we're going to draw beautiful, perfect 3D cubes. So the first thing that I like to do, I look at this line that's down at the bottom and I copy that at the top. Now notice, I'm not worried about joining these lines here. That doesn't matter. It's a sketch, and actually it can be better not to. So if you can draw that top line in. The next line I'm going to do, I'm going to copy this line on the left and I'm going to draw that here. And again, not worried about being perfect, lines slightly overlap, that's all good. The next thing, and this is where a lot of people find this difficult, so I've got a vertical line here. I'm not going to just try and join up the end points because they could be in slightly different places. What I'm going to do instead, I'm going to draw a line where I would like to stop my cube. And notice it's the same vertical as this line over here, so they're exactly the same. And again, I'll do that on this right hand side. Again, not joining up my edges. That's a good thing. Okay, hopefully you're at the same point that I am. Pause it if not. And then from here, I've got this right line here. I'm going to copy that at this point. So this is the back of my cube. So it's all the same angle. I find it quite easy to just ghost it with my pencil. And then the next line, I'm going to take this line, I'm going to do the same from here. So I'm going to draw that line in. And there we've got what is a pretty perfect isometric cube. So what we're going to do now, we're going to take this same way that we produce this cube, and we're going to produce loads more on this opposite page. Some that are tall and short, some that are short and fat, some that are perfect cubes like this one. So I want you to highlight that we're moving that technique over here, and this time we're going to apply the same principles, but we're going to think about what we did last week where we used our pencil and we ghosted a line and we drew a perfect straight line. So I'm going to draw a few now, and then it's over to you, and I want you to fill this page full of as many different isometric cubes as you can. So I'm going to start, and off we go. So your page shouldn't just look like this. There should be loads more cubes, as many as you can squeeze on a page. Once you've finished, what I'd like you to do, just to finish this off and just to make it look a little bit neater, we're going to use our pencil pressures like we talked about last time, and I'm going to press a little bit harder, and I'm just going to go round each shape. I'm going to put a little round on the corners because I think that can look quite nice. So just on this corner here, put a little round in, a little round just around the outside corners. And then I'm going to use my bold line, pressing a little bit harder. Just to highlight the main shape that I'm trying to include. And I want you to do that same technique on all of your cubes. And once you've finished that on everything, you've got a page full of isometric cubes with a bold outline and rounded corners, then that is this week's homework. So make sure you've spent a good amount of time on that, and email me if you've got any issues. Okay.